Hi everybody, I'm Amy from the Cauldron, and in today's episode of Dye Time I am going to try and tie-dye this cotton t-shirt for my son. He has a numbers day coming up at school where they need to wear something with numbers on, and he hasn't got anything with numbers on, so I thought I'd try and tie-dye the number 7 onto this. Mainly because if you've seen any of my past videos, my past tie-dye videos, I am not that great at tie-dyeing, and I think of all the numbers 7 is probably the easiest. 7 and 1. So this is 100% cotton and it has been soaking in soda ash. So I'm going to try and do maybe a cross like that. I think I just want the top. I'm going to pinch along a line. Yeah, no, let's try again. Don't follow me on for tips on how to make the perfect tie-dye, because yeah, there are many people who are so much better than me. I have absolutely no idea if I've managed to pinch a 7 in the front, so I've just tried to pinch a 1 in the back. Again, I don't know if I've done anything or not. I think the rest of these I'm just going to just tie some areas to some bits. These are just in normal elastic bands. I think this actually came with a tie-dye kit. If the numbers don't work, then maybe the elastic bands will look like a 0 where I'm pinching these. Maybe it'll look like they are zeros. If you want to learn how to tie-dye patterns and geodes and pictures and all that, then there are so many other amazing tie-dyers out there that you can follow. I'm more of the dyeing than the tying bit. There we go, I think that'll do. I'm going to ice dye this. I'm just going to scrunch this up in here. I've managed to wedge this little basket in my tray here, and because I hate to waste any dye, I have here 100 grams of 100% Pima cotton yarn in DK. This has been soaking in soda ash solution as well. So if I can wedge this back in again. There we go. Both of these things have been soaking in soda ash for the cotton. The yarn has probably been about 2 hours, and the t-shirt I soaked overnight. It doesn't have to be that long, but sometimes I just find it easier to get things prepared the day before. There we go. Right, I'm going to add the ice to this first, and then I'm going to put the dye on top of the ice. So adding the ice just makes an interesting way for the dye to dissolve and to actually get to the garment. The dye breaks into the colours that it's made of quite often, and it creates really pretty and unpredictable patterns. So I'm sticking to my fingers. That's probably very well covered. Now, I asked my son which colours he wanted, and he picked out blue violet, orange crush and turquoise. This is going to be interesting. All this equipment here is dedicated for dyeing. I've got my gloves on now, I've got my mask on. So I'm going to be dealing with powder, and I think I'm going to go with orange crush first. No, what should I go for? No, I'll go with turquoise first. Just get a spoonful and just sprinkle it over. Now this turquoise won't break because it's a primary, so there's only this one turquoise dye molecule in there. Let's go for blue violet next. This breaks beautifully and I can't wait to see how this turns out on this t-shirt. Nice lot of blue violet there. Oops. And some orange crush. Now I'm using different spoons for each dye. Been quite generous because this is a t-shirt that I'm dyeing, not yarn. Well, I've got yarn underneath, but the yarn is just extra. There's a bit more of the turquoise. Hopefully this is a good saturation of colour. Tiny bit more of this. Yeah, that'll do. I could carry on adding dye forever, but I think that's probably enough, I hope. So because this is cotton, it doesn't need heat to set the dye to the fabric and the yarn. It just needs time. So I'm going to go stick this out in the shed and leave it. Today's Monday, so I'll probably leave it until Wednesday. Then I can wash it and it will be ready for Friday. So 48 hours is a good time to let cotton set. You can see with that blue violet that it's already splitting into the blues and purples that it's made of. This has been sitting in the shed for about 24 hours now, and you can see some of the ice still has not melted, so I'm going to do my absolute best to just leave this alone and come back tomorrow and hopefully everything will be melted by then. It's been 2 days that this has been sitting in here, and so I'm just going to put this straight in the washing machine with just some old towels and things. I don't mind a bit of dye getting transferred to. You can see there's a lot of dye in here, but as this is fibre reactive dye, that is to be expected. All that out. I'm going to put one of these removable zip ties on here just to make it a little bit easier for me. And I absolutely should be wearing gloves. As you see, I'm turning into a Smurf slowly, but I don't have any at the moment. They broke while I was setting up some dyeing, and yeah, I haven't had a chance to go to the shops yet. So you can see there is quite a lot of runoff. Again, that's to be expected with cotton. It was sitting in that big pool of dye, and eventually this will get a bit lighter and you'll be able to see what colours have struck, what have mixed together. I'm going to use a little bit washing up liquid just to help move things along a bit, but this will take a good few rinses, and I'll probably need to let it just soak in some water just for a little bit as well. Again, nothing untoward here. You can see it's getting lighter, and you can see some gorgeous dark oranges and blues coming through. I was very generous with the turquoise, and that one can be a bleeder, so I am just being aware of that. But just already you can see that the water is clearing, so it might not take too much longer. And here is the finished t-shirt and yarn. Let's have a little look at the t-shirt first, as this was the main point of this dyeing session. And you can see the 7 once it's pointed out. I think it sort of goes along there and down. It's not overly obvious, but I think it's still there, and I like it. My son really likes this as well, and I just love how these colours work together. This blue violet, that's it, blue violet, just breaks into the most amazing colours. And if you can see, all this section is really just one colour. There might be a tiny bit of orange there, but it's mainly just the blue violet. Just coming closely here at this blue violet, Look how it's broken into beautiful pinks and blues, and there's still purples in there. And I really like this little bit of the sleeve over here where there's a tiny bit of blue violet, but the rest of it is turquoise. Over here, this was the monarch orange. This looks like it's mixed with a little bit of the blue violet. But if we come over here, you can see this is just monarch orange. You've got some lovely red spots, some yellows, some beautiful oranges coming through. And all of these colours, I think, have worked really well together and have produced this unique t-shirt. Not forgetting about this gorgeous cotton yarn, which was made from the runoff of this t-shirt. You can see how it had been folded, so let's put it with the t-shirt that way. You've got the turquoise this side, you've got the monarch orange that side. There's lots of purple sort of running through. See, the colours have muddied together slightly in some places, like over here. See, it's sort of muddied a bit. Oh, some nice greens there. But all in all, it works well because of the sort of tone of the rest of the yarn. And I am really happy we've got some blues, some oranges, got lovely purples and pinks, got some nice browns and even some greens. I think this is fantastic. All from the leftover from the t-shirt. Here's my little YouTuber, Red Dragon George.
Hi.
Hi, what do you think of your t-shirt?
I think it's really good because there is a 7 on here. Like you can see it go up there, there, and also at the back there's actually 1. Barely see it.
Do you like your t-shirt?
Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the information bell. And now I just don't know what to say next.
Say goodbye.
Bye.